Hello, and I hope you all had a good Christmas. So this is the first stream I've done after Christmas, and in fact this is the first time I've played Elite since Christmas. Right, let's give you a idea of where we are on the map. Right, so we are bigger. No, that one. I should get it bigger. That one. Yeah, there we go. We are somewhere between this fleet carrier here and this fleet carrier here in the Mare Somnia sector of the galaxy. We're not that many jumps in, and this was 80. There's about 88 jumps that between the two, and I think we've got 70 or 80 still to go. So where that is relative to the rest of the galaxy, so here is Earth over here. If you follow the spiral arm around, we are getting pretty close to the far side of the galaxy. Right, okay, so back to the game and let's head off. Right, here we go. Actually, it helps if I've got some joysticks in front of me so I can control things. Right. Galaxy map. The routes are already plotted in, but I've only just logged back in, so I'll need to remember it. Alright, just do a quick audio check, make sure I can plot it in, but audio's going out. Yeah, that's all working okay. Right, so yeah, this fleet carrier is pretty close to the edge of the galaxy. I don't think the stars will be so far apart that we're going to have problems navigating between them, but we may end up doing a few short jumps because there aren't any suitable long jumps. So yeah, so from there we are heading somewhere over here. Is that we are heading to this target over here. As you can see, the galaxy is pretty thin over there. Yeah, so at the edge of the galaxy there's not much in the way of thickness from the top to the bottom of the galaxy, and also the stars are a little bit further apart. So we've got 79 jumps to go. That will be probably about 2 hours, unless we find something interesting on the way, in which case it could be a lot more. But let's go and see what we find.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so yeah, nothing in this first sector. We are looking for Earth-like worlds, ammonia worlds, or water worlds, which will be in this region. If we find anything down here in concentrated signal sources, we'll go and check those out. And I'm not really expecting anything down there, but so long as it's below the asteroid clusters section, we'll go and have a look at that as well. Alright, so I'll just tune it just to be in the Earth-like world. So if you see anything to the right of that line, then we know we've got something to go and have a look at.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so I've been doing the tour now for it's about 5 months, I think. And when we get to the tip of this spiral arm, that will be halfway through. Oh, 4 stars in the same system.
Fuel scoping. System scan.
Yeah, just for the, well, it's just 5 bodies.
Fuel
Probably
scoping
one
complete.
planet amongst those 4 stars. Let's have a quick look at the. Oh no, it's all stars. No planets at all. So 2 of them must be orbiting each other quite far away off.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two.
Yeah. So far on the tour, I've discovered. Let's have a look and see what the actual numbers are. It's about 20 Earth-like worlds.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete.
Although a lot of those I lost the data for because I died
Fuel scoping
before
complete.
cashing it in. So I've so how is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 20, so 27 Earth-like worlds, and about half of those I haven't cashed in. There's also about 14 notable stellar phenomenon, although a majority of those were in the last 2 sectors I went through.
Frameshift drive charging.
So notable stellar phenomenon are life forms that live in space, basically. Although there are some things that grow in space, which are not necessarily biological life. And plants. Right. So again, I lost a majority of the plants that I scanned when I lost that data. But since then, I have been keeping a record. And I have I've scanned 119 varieties of plants. So that's including all the different versions and different colours of the same one. So far I have scanned nearly 300 plants. I've cashed in half of those. I may have lost quite a lot as well when I died, but elites say they restored that data for me because I died in a very bizarre and not very fair way. When I waved my ship while I was standing on it, and it took off. So who knew that waving at your ship was an instruction for it to go away? I didn't at the time, and that killed me when it took off while I was standing on it. But I think I got that data back, which means I now have 152 plants in my database ready to be cashed in. And I've cashed in 45, which means I've probably got enough now to get me up to elite in xenobiology. Or elite.
System scan.
The first level elite.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
And yeah, because my ship wasn't destroyed, I won't have lost the data from that, which means I've probably got enough data already in my database to get me up to exploration elite 5. If you're not an elite dangerous player, that probably won't mean anything to you. So yeah, what we're aiming to find is plant life to get the xenobiology up, and we're going to be travelling the full length of all 4 spiral arms of the galaxy.
3.
I have completed one arm. I started at the tip, went straight through the centre of the galaxy when I got to the centre and out the other side, and we are now about 3/4 of the way along the second arm, which means I'm very near to the halfway journey, or halfway point of the entire tour.
Fuel scoping.
The tour will cover the whole of the galaxy, all of 42
Fuel
sectors.
scoping complete.
By the time I get halfway through, I will have covered just over half of the sectors. Some of them I will be covering again on the way back, but only sort of passing through. Right, so nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so let's continue the journey and see where we end up. See if we find anything good.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, I can see. Outside it's possible. I can see a number of planets there. But I haven't scanned the system, so is this system, has it already been scanned? Yes, it has. Oh, there's a right. Let's just scan that planet. Oh, it's 22,000 light seconds away. Right, in that case, I might take a little bit of a detour because this is a direct route between 2 fleet carriers. I don't really want to be travelling along a route that's been travelled a lot by other people. There's one biological sign on there. Alright, so that's probably bacteria. I'm not going to go 20,000 light seconds for some bacteria in a system I would normally just ignore. Right, so if I see any more systems that have been mapped previously, I may just take a little bit of a detour. Because I don't want to be going over places that have been heavily travelled by other people.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping.
Oh, somebody's joined me. Welcome to the stream.
Fuel scoping
We
complete.
are touring the galaxy. It looks like I have just found another system that has previously been scanned. Yeah, so I've not scanned it yet, and it was showing planets there. Alright, right, there's nothing in the way of planets that I'm interested in. Let's have a look to see what's in the system. Yeah, so this again, the system has been fully scanned. Right, I'm going to take a slight detour rather than going a straight line. So let's plot a random system just sideways of our route. Right, so we're here and we're going here. So let's just find a star somewhere about here. That shouldn't add much to our trip, but it should keep us away from systems that have been previously scanned. Yeah, so we'll tour the galaxy looking for life to get the xenobiology rank up. Yeah, this leg of the journey is about 4,000 light years. It was about 80 jumps, so that's somewhere it's about halfway. It's not too steep, so that should keep us away from other systems that have already been scanned. And let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so if you're an Elite Dangerous player, I am working on my xenobiology rank, and hopefully also getting my Elite Exploration rank up to Elite 5. This is the second tour of the galaxy I've done before. So the last time I went to all 42 sectors of the galaxy looking for life, mainly in the form of notable stellar phenomenon, but also the plant life that was available on planets before Odyssey.
Fuel scoping.
I had been to Sagittarius A twice before that, but I hadn't really gone to the far side of the galaxy, which is where we are now.
Fuel scope disengaged.
So let's just show you. Let's see what's in the system first, and I'll show you what's. Yes, there's nothing in this system. On the galaxy map, we are near the far edge of the galaxy, heading towards the outer tip of this spiral arm. Right, so off to the next system.
Charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Right, let's see what's in this system.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Alright, 10 bodies. It's not been visited by anybody else. They are not anything we're interested in,
Frameshift
so
drive
we'll jump off.
charging.
Again, there may be some bodies in there that do have life on them, but I'm going to have to travel through about 20,000 systems to complete the trip, and it takes about a minimum of 40 seconds, normally about just over a minute for each system. And if I stopped and scanned every system, would basically be talking about 5 minutes per system, and that would take absolutely forever. So I'm just looking for the systems that have a high likelihood of there being life in there before I actually scan them. So those systems are systems with Earth-like worlds, water worlds, or ammonia worlds, or notable stellar phenomenon. So yeah, if it's got something in there that is indicative of life, then I will stop and scan the whole system to see if any of the other planets that we can land on have life on, because we can't land on Earth-like worlds, water worlds, or ammonia worlds. Although we can go and visit notable stellar phenomenon.
3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scoping.
So we've got 18 bodies in this system.
Fuel scoping complete.
They're all very small rocky bodies.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Right, so we're refueling now. So I've got the largest fuel scoop you can get, which means I basically just need to skim over the surface of the sun to fully refuel. And it doesn't really take any slowing down or concentration to do that. So there's nothing in this system. I'll just go on. Yeah, if you've got a slower fuel scoop, you do have to be a little bit more careful when refueling. So you have to manage your temperatures a bit, not get too close to the star. But again, this is also a very cool running ship. There's not a lot in it in the way of power or actual things being used. So it's I think an Anaconda can run a size 6 or 7 power supply.
Fuel scoping complete.
But I think I'm running a size 4 one, which is like a quarter of the size of one of those. So yeah, it's not pumping out very much heat at all. And again, because it's a very small power supply, half of the systems I do have on the ship are not turned on. The fuel scoop is disabled. Not the fuel scoop, the cargo hatch is disabled. Weapons disabled. Or the only weapon on here is it's a mining lance laser, which means I can use it to attack things if I wanted to, but with the maneuverability of the Anaconda and a fixed weapon, trying to kill anything is going to be pretty much impossible. But I could use it for mining an asteroid belt if I was in desperate need of iron to generate oxygen. Although I don't have any collector limpets, so I'd have to collect all those manually, which again in the ship this size is not that easy.
Frameshift drive charging.
The SRV bay that will power up when the engines power off when I land on the planet. So while I'm in space and the engines are running, the SRV bay is disabled. So yeah, it's very. The ship was very on the tip of having enough power to run So if I show you the systems, we can see what I mean there.
Fuel scoping.
So yeah, the planetary vehicle hangar, the SRV bay is off, cargo hatch is off,
Fuel scoping complete.
and I've got other systems. The docking computer, I only use that when it's trying to land on the planet. It's really hard to land on. Repair limpets, they're disabled unless I'm damaged. Again, the mining laser is off. Also have 2 auto field maintenance units, and they are off as well. Again, I only turn those on if I need to use them. Alright, so I'm not scanning the system yet. Let's see. Find, and yeah, nothing there. It's close to 1. That's not quite in the range. It's right on the edge though. Actually, let's go and have a look at it, see if we can find it. There it is. And it is just an icy, rocky world.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Right, so we started with 79 jumps to go. I added a little bit of distance to that when I took a slight detour. Before I plotted the route, I did check to see if there was anything around this sector of the galaxy that was worth going to see, and I couldn't
Fuel
find anything.
scoping.
So I'm just heading straight to the fleet carrier.
Fuel scoping complete.
And how many jumps? Right, so yeah, it says 25 jumps, but that's because I shortened in place we're going to. So we haven't done 45 jumps since we started the stream.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping.
Yeah, so I'm running repair limpets on this. So there are the new multi-limpet
Fuel scoping
controllers.
complete.
Although apparently they're quite heavy. So yeah, I might have a look at those, see if it's worth getting those on the exploration ship, because it would be useful to have collector limpets as well.
Charging.
So I'm not sure. So I think they have, the Explorer ones have collector limpets, fuel transfer, and repair.
4, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Engage.
Prospecting limpets would also be a useful thing to have on there. But yeah, it's just the free.
Fuel scoping.
Unless you go for the all Olympic controller ones that has all of them.
Fuel scope disengaged.
Again, that takes a size 7 cargo rack, I believe. And this ship only has one size 7 cargo rack, and that is occupied by the fuel scoop.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, 9 bodies. Again, there's one right on the edge of being an Earth-like world, but just not quite the right signature. Yeah, it's another ice, and there's 2 of them. So yeah, the signature you can see there, 5 chevrons in the pattern of 5 on a dice. That indicates it's a rocky world. If it was an Earth-like world, the pattern would be 1 at the top, then 2 next row down, then 2 at the bottom.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
Alright, so the system scan's completed before I've even scanned anything, which means there's only stars in this system, so I can just jump to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical. Frameshift drive charging.
No, nearly overheating there.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
What do we have here? Again, looks like we've got another rocky world right on the water world. And we've got two of them again. There's the other one. Yeah. So rocky ice world. It's quite close to the planet. I wonder why it'd be an ice world that close to the not the planet, close to the sun.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
7 bodies. Nothing we're interested in.
Frameshift drive charging.
It may be that this fleet carrier that we're heading towards now will be so far off the edge of the galaxy, it will be in thin space, where stars are so far apart that you can't just plot a route from one place to the other. But I don't think that's going to be the issue. Actually, it won't be. I did plot a route directly there earlier. You may have an issue in a ship with a lower jump range, but this is a jump range, fully fueled jump range of about 78 light years. Let's just check that, shall we? Ship. Unladen 80.5 and currently 77.2. Am I actually carrying any limpets? No. But it was a little bit higher than that. Yeah, last time I toured the galaxy I wasn't carrying quite so much. I only had one SRV, and I didn't have the mining laser, and I didn't have the docking computer because there was no point last time, because docking computers wouldn't actually land you on a planet. There's not a lot of point in having it this time actually, because a majority of the time when I can't land on the planet, neither can the docking computer. It would be nice if you could just hover the ship with the front end above a nice flat piece of ground and disembark without having to actually land. You can actually get onto the ship that way if you're in a location where the ship can't land. Both in the SRV and on foot, you can sort of teleport into the ship from probably about 10-15 meters below the ship.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, you can't get out of the ship that way.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yep, so far this stream, nothing at all of interest. I have just been looking on the galaxy map from astrometrics, and there are two regions near the fleet carrier we're going to now that'll be quite heavily explored. So I'm not sure if that's because just a fleet carrier part there and someone's been flying around it, the area local to their fleet carrier. But these are pretty close to the edge of the galaxy.
Fuel scoping complete.
Let me show you what I mean by thin space. So if I can get it to zoom again. Oh, that's the wrong map, that's why. Right, let me... Right, so so this is the galaxy map by Astrogenomics. This is the actual their live data with all the fleet carriers on there, and you can see where people have been drawing things by going over the same areas in space. So everyone's been very sensible while doing that, and we are heading towards this fleet carrier here. And you see there's a sort of line around there where the stars that side of the line are much further apart, and that is it could partly be because people haven't been there, but it's most likely to do with the fact that there aren't actually that many stars in those locations. So yeah, you are having to boost your frameshift drive with frameshift drive injection to get you the extra distance needed to travel to those stars, because they are actually that far apart. Again, these are only the systems that have been visited, and the fact there's no systems being visited in that region sort of suggests that there are no stars in that region.
Frameshift drive charging.
Although again, it's possible that a fleet carrier may be able to jump to a star in the middle of that region. So there may be a couple, but they're possibly just too far from other stars to be able to get to. Either that, or they're on a dead end line where you could go and get towards the centre of that region, but you'd have to come back out the same way as you went in, so you wouldn't really want to go that way anyway. And I'm kind of expecting that's what we will find when we go to the tip of the galaxy.
Fuel scoping.
So we are going to be going following the edge of the galaxy around.
Fuel scoping complete.
So yeah, when we get to right, so this is the void now, I think. So yeah, so it's a very, very heavily travelled area of the void. Right, so that is at Beagle Point. So we will be going there, but we'll also be going to one of these other stars here, which is actually the furthest star from Earth. But we'll be going straight past there and over to whichever one of these I decide is the tip of the galaxy. It's probably one of those. Yeah, just so that we've done the full length of the spiral arm. And that will be the end of that spiral arm. We started the tour, or officially started the tour at this fleet carrier here, which is right at the tip of this spiral arm. And again, as you'll see around there, the stars are very few and far between, and you do have to pretty much do frameshift drive injection for each jump that you do, at least from sort of this point onwards. But we also see that there's a quite definite area there where the stars go from being quite close to each other to being far less dense. Right, let's come back to the game. Sure we don't look at the map anymore.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, so Beagle Point is the furthest star from Earth that you can get without having an engineered spaceship. So that means you can get there with a jump range of about it's about 35 light years. But yeah, as I said earlier, I'm in a spaceship that has a jump range of just over 80. So that means we can get pretty much everywhere. Although we will have to use a lot of frameshift drive injection to double our jump range to get to some of those stars.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Just have a look to see if I found any Earth-like walls last time I was in this sector of the galaxy.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scope disengaged.
Right, I haven't actually got any records of Earth-like walls in this sector. I suspect last time I probably just skipped into this sector for a very short time and just went and found life and left. So I probably didn't do very much in this sector. Right, I've just found a system that has already been scanned. Let's see. Alright, so alright, it may be just that they're all very close to me, so that could have picked it up. Let's see how many planets there are. There are 12. Right, so yeah, the fact that only half of them are showing up there indicates that they're probably just all very close to me. So yeah, we're not in a region that has been scanned previously.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oh, we have Waterworld. Right, first planet worth scanning. Or first system worth scanning since we set off. Alright, there's the Waterworld right from the very beginning. So it's taken us 50 minutes to find a system worth scanning. That is quite an empty part of space. So let's see if there's any planets worth actually landing on. There's more in there. No. Nope. Alright, okay. So we've got 17 planets to scan. And we'll go and map the water world. Right, so what we're doing now is we've basically scanned this system and collected all the data, and this is now sort of examining the data to see what we've actually found. When Elite first came out, this was all done for you. You didn't have to do this bit manually, but I think it does add a little bit to the game. It gives you more information than the original scan gave, but the original scan did give you the locations of the planets, which we don't now get until we've gone through this process. Unless the system's already been scanned previously. Alright, so what I'm looking for on the planets is the features. I'm looking for features of biological activity. And yeah, so nothing so far. Another couple of planets here. Again, biological activity seems to happen more on moons than it does on planets, so it's not really that surprising. Ah, Paul, how's it going? And did you get those? I sent you an email in Elder Scrolls yesterday or the day before of more crafty stuff. I was hoping to give you a ring and an amulet of crafty stuff because I've got the full set that I need now, and I don't need the ring and amulet. But they were bound to me, so I couldn't actually send you those. Right, so that is the only planet here we could land on. Where's the water world? Terrestrial water world, and it's candidate for terraforming. So we'll go there, and we'll go and look at this planet before we go on to the next system. Yeah, Paul, I spent most of yesterday farming for I can't remember, it's called Dray wax. So stuff you need to get you get light and medium armor up to legendary. I found quite a good location to do that, but I spent most of the day doing it, and I only managed to upgrade one piece of armor out of. I will have 6 eventually, but I also got some. What's it called? Rosin. So I'm one piece of rosin short of being able to get my weapon up to legendary as well. Right, let's map this world. Let's slow down enough. Yeah, so this is a water world. Cool. Was that the bow I sent? Was that the bow I sent you, or was you'd already got? You didn't need that one.
Surface scan by 50%.
Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure if you still used the bow.
Complete.
Yeah, I found the best way to get that drow, I can't remember what it's called, Draywax, whatever it's called. And the best way to get that was to kill bears or tigers. And I found a lake. We just keep running around the lake, and they respawn when you get back to the beginning. And you can also pick up a lot of other items around the lake. So I got loads of mushrooms and stuff for alchemy, and I've managed to get my alchemy skill up to 50 now, although I still can't do that much because I haven't spent the experience what it called, skill points on it. Oh, okay. I thought all the bows were the same, so it uses up stamina. Okay. Yeah, I've not got a great deal of stamina, but I don't really need it that much. But apparently you need stamina quite a lot in PvP for rolling. I haven't really worked out why people do rolling, other than to get themselves out of traps. Are you harder to hit when you're rolling? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'd have to go and kill some more dragons, see what else you get. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if they have fire staffs, because it's not a full set. I don't think the crafty stuff is. I got a really good
Surface scan by 50%.
Is it a fire staff? I can't remember, but it's called the Unbroken, and it's part of a set, but I can't find anything else about the Unbroken set, or I don't remember where I got it from.
Surface scan complete.
Yeah, so no biology here, so straight off to the next sector of the galaxy. Not the next sector, the next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
All right, okay. A passive. Is that one of the guild ones? I'll have a look at that. I don't remember seeing that. Yeah, I just reallocated all my green skill points into running and running and jumping, or running and falling rather. So yeah, I haven't actually tested it out much to see what difference that made. But the skills where you can just go up one at a time, they've got a maximum of 50, and I think I'm up like 48 on that one, and I've got the jumping one up to the maximum.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so nothing here. That last system we were in was the most exciting thing we've seen in this stream so far, and that was just one water world.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
A bow passive called Hasty Retreat.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I think I've got some Hasty Retreat stuff. Or at least these are my collections, not cause yeah. I haven't got any bows because I don't use bows, but I think I've got some in collections.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete.
Oh yeah, to get the stuff for upgrading.
Fuel scoping complete.
I'm pretty sure you have to have your skill level so that you can create the top level items. Because until I spent the 10 experience points, 10 skill points to get that, I wasn't getting any Dray wax or rosin at all. I'm getting quite a lot now.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping.
Yeah, I've just been doing more talking to myself with the mic muted.
Fuel scoping complete.
Okay, so 19 bodies in this system. Hopefully there's something interesting in that lot. Let's have a look. No. Oh, I got myself a gaming mouse over Christmas as well. It's got 5 extra buttons, and they're all really terribly placed. It's yeah, ergonomic. It's ambidextrous one because I play with it left-handed, and the only proper left-handed gaming mouse I could find was £100, and I wasn't going to spend that much.
Frameshift drive charging.
But as a consequence, because it's ambidextrous, none of the buttons are any use for anybody. And whenever you try and press the extra buttons, the mouse starts wiggling all over the place, so it's really hard to target.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
But I have programmed them with macros. So that enables me to swap between my front bar and back bar a lot easier.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah, no, I play at home. I play with my mouse in the left hand. So yeah, so I really wanted a left-handed gaming mouse, but they don't really exist. There's quite a lot of ambidextrous ones, which is what I went for in the end. But yeah, the only proper gaming mouse was it had 12 buttons to be activated with your thumb. Again, they all look very close to each other as well, which is why I wouldn't have gone for that anyway, because trying to click choose the right of the 12 buttons and not click any of the other ones would be a little bit on the hard side. Yeah, so yeah, I just go on. It's got 2 extra buttons on both sides. I can use 2 of those with my thumb. One of them I can't reach at all with my other ring finger, and it's also got an extra button behind the roller wheel, which again I can reach, but I can't reach it at the same time as the mouse 2 button. So yeah, it's not perfect, but slightly better than trying to control moving and firing with the same hand on the keyboard.
Frame shift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, I've actually arrived at the system I'd targeted,
Temperature critical.
and this was just a random system, so I wasn't really expecting to find anything here. But I now need to target the fleet carrier. From today, I can't quite work out what we were talking about. You said that you've done it, not realised what you had and sold it. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm wondering how many of the things I've destroyed or sold that I actually wanted. I know my entire set of heavy metal armor I had to recreate using transformation crystals. So again, if that is what you're talking about, then you can use your transformation crystals. If you've done the research for the ability, you can go to the Brass City, yeah, in the brass place in the Clockwork City, and use that big spinny thing and recreate them. But you do have to have one of the trait research that you want to put on it. Right, let me just get the name of the system that we're going to. Right, so on a galaxy map. Alright, another system that I'm not going to try and pronounce. Plebori. DLP D50. So yeah, as you can see, that's right on the edge of the galaxy. Still 40 jumps to go. So we started with 78 jumps to do, which means we're about halfway now.
Frameshift drive charging.
So what's that? It's been an hour and 10 minutes, and we've done about 40 jumps. But we did go and view one
3,
water world.
2, 1. Engage.
Could be. You mean thinking about the unbroken staff that I got? No, the stuff I'm using now I got from the Imperial
Fuel
City.
scoping.
There's a treasure vault in Imperial City that you can
Fuel
get
scoping complete.
stuff from a specific set. Actually, there's a few of them. But yeah, it's all PvP stuff, and it takes you about an hour to get there. Yeah, again, it could have been from there, because I don't know where I picked it up, but I did pick it up around the time I was looking for the crafty stuff, so I could have picked that up in Northern elsewhere. Actually, I might have one. I might. Did I pick up a staff? The only quests I've done in Northern elsewhere are the dailies. I don't think I've done any other quests. Oh, I did do the public dungeons there though. So maybe. No, I did one quest for a public dungeon there, so I may have got it from that.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Actually, thinking about it, there were two quests in the public dungeon. There was one to go in and kill people, and one to pick up inside there to get people out. So yeah, I have done two quests there. So it could have been one of those. Well, that rings a bell.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah, could have done. Yeah, the thing is, I couldn't find anything else about the unbroken set, and I was looking to, because it says it's part of a 5-piece set. I couldn't find anything about any of the other pieces, or where I got it from, or where you get the rest of them from.
Frameshift drive charging.
Is that what we're talking about, or we're talking about the fire staff of what's it?
Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
I haven't checked what my magicka is now, but I think I've got it up to 50. I think if I have some food, I could probably get it up to 50. I'm still very low on magicka recovery though. So I need to get some jewellery
Fuel scoping.
that has better magicka recovery.
Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Yeah, mine's about 46 without food. So with food I can probably push that just above 50 now. Although I think I probably had to compromise my
Scoping.
health a little bit to get it that high.
Fuel scoping complete.
I'm still using 2 heavy pieces of armour, so I'm going to replace one of them with a medium piece, which gives you an extra percentage from the Undaunted buff. But I don't know what I'm going to use for that piece yet, because I may have to replace the heavy piece as well to get something that gives me some advantage with something else.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, 35 jumps to go.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so for anybody watching the recording, trying to make sense of what we were talking about there, we're talking about Elder Scrolls Online, not talking about Elite at all.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping.
Yeah, are you playing Elder Scrolls today?
Fuel scoping complete.
Another empty system?
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Yeah, I've got all the Crafty stuff I needed now, so I don't need to kill any dragons anymore. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I was doing all the farming.
Fuel scoping.
Yeah, I got those. I think I found them in a partly
Fuel
digested
scoping
bag from a
complete.
dragon. Because I didn't realise I got them for ages, because I thought I'd opened all the bags and I'd got one in my inventory that I didn't open. So I think that's where I got it from, or it was from the reward for doing one of the other missions. There's the two other daily missions, which will also get you our crafty stuff. One is a delve, and one is killing a boss. But the bosses, yeah, 2 people can take the bosses out. Actually, I just remembered where I got it from. I did get it from killing a boss, but it wasn't from a mission. It was the boss nearest to the teleporter for the city where you pick up the missions. And the boss is a big cat, and it did take 3 people to take it down. I did try to kill it before a couple of times with just 2.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, if that's what you're after, then yeah, go to the boss that is nearest the teleporter for the place where you pick up the daily missions.
One. Engage.
And you will have to wait until a couple of other people turn up as well.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping.
Yes, I'm now
complete.
running 5 pieces of crafty armour. I'm not using the jewellery. I've gone back to the Mother of Sorrow jewellery for
Temperature
now.
critical.
So I'm running 3 pieces of Mother of Sorrow and 2 pieces of I can't think what it's called now. Something like Dre heavy armour, and they're both legendary. But I will split that up and change the helmet to a medium one at some point. Right, where nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive
How far
charging.
have we got? Another 30 jumps to get to the fleet carrier.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Warning, temperature critical.
Right, took a long time to fly around that star.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
Right,
Warning,
another empty
temperature
system.
critical. Frameshift drive charging.
So see they're getting very close to the edge of the galaxy, virtually no stars in front of me. I'm pretty much pointing it away from the centre of the galaxy.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so that's all around a secondary star, but again, nothing that we're interested in.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping.
Okay, 14 bodies
Fuel
in this
scoping
system.
complete.
Oh, we have an ammonia world. Right, let's scan the system. So just gonna go through it twice, just make sure there's nothing on there. So yeah, features, no features. Nothing there. And this looks like it's all around another star. Nothing there. Binary planets. Nothing on the first one. Nothing on the second one. Looks like more binary planets. That could be a planet in the moon, but they're both roughly the same size. Yeah, that's definitely a planet in the moon. Alright, so click on that one. And oh, green. interesting. The green colour. Biology 2. Ah, I've got a planet to land on. So what we are, an hour and 35 minutes into the stream, we found the first planet we're going to go and land on. And nothing on there. So the planet is A3. Let's see what else we've got. That's the ammonia world. That is A4. So we just got one more to find. Is it on this route here that takes us straight through the sun? Oh, no, it doesn't look like it is. Right, so we've got one in a slightly eccentric orbit. Alright, let's see if it's the other side now. Is that it there? There it is. And nothing on that one either. Right, so let's have a look at the system. Right, so that's the ammonia world. Oh, that one, I don't remember seeing that having life on it. Let's go and do that one on the way. We'll do that one first, then we'll go to the ammonia world, and then we'll come back and land on this one. The ones around the other planet either don't have atmospheres or can't be landed on. I don't really expect there to be much on this one, but it does have an atmosphere, so let's go and give it a quick look, as that's the one we're closest to anyway. Alright, I'm just going to map this planet, then I'm going to go away for a couple of minutes, but only 2 or 3.
Surface scan by 50%.
Right, so
Surface
yeah,
scan.
nothing there. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Right, okay, I'm back. There's nothing there. Now we'll go off to the ammonia world, scan that, and then we'll go and land on that planet with life on it. Oh, it's the ammonia world. The reason we're going to the ammonia world first is because that means when we take off from the planet, if we are lucky enough that the system we're going to next is not obscured by the planet, we can just jump straight from the planet's surface into the next system without having to spend probably about a minute getting into orbit and flying around the planet to find it. So yeah, if we went to the planet we're going to land on first, we'd then have to, we would definitely need to get into orbit before we could point ourselves towards the ammonia world and do that. Right, so yeah, just mapping the ammonia world.
Surface scan by 50%.
Can't land on there, so as soon as that's done, we'll head off to the
Surface
planet where we
scan
can land
complete.
with life on it. I think the scan said it had 2 forms of life on there. When there are 2 forms, the first form is normally bacteria. Bacteria is generally very hard to find, particularly if it's a bumpy surface. I've only ever managed to find bacteria on planets in relatively flat regions. But we'll be looking for the other form of life on the planet, so the one that's not bacteria. You do occasionally get planets that don't have bacteria on and have life, but they're very few and far between. I think I've probably found 3 or 4 planets with life that and it didn't have bacteria on there. And that will be out of about 500. That's probably more like 600 oh yeah, probably about 500 planets that I've landed on looking for life. Actually, it's probably far more than 500 planets because, yeah, I don't count the planets that have got bacteria on that I don't land on, and probably about 20% of the planets with life on that I find are just bacteria. And yeah, I don't keep a record of those, so that's probably out of about 1,000 planets then. Well, yeah, no, maybe 600, 700. Right, so this was an interesting green colour. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like on the planet's surface. Now we've got the galaxy in the background, pretty much the whole of the galaxy there, being right on the edge of it. When you turn to look at it, you're looking at the whole thing. Right, so when we get a little bit closer, we'll map the planet, fire a couple of probes at it to map it. So when the planet's the same size as the yellow arc, we can slow down, fire a couple of probes in.
Surface scan by 50%.
Right, so what do we have? We have bacterium, as expected, and stratum. So just bacterium and stratum. We'll target the stratum and go and find some of that. And we'll go somewhere where it's just getting dark or light, depending on which way around the planet's turning. And that way we'll get a nice sunset or sunrise. And alright, so trying to find high concentration areas is not as easy as I thought it might be. So yeah, the life doesn't seem to want to grow on the green zones. Right, so what we're looking for is a area which is solid cyan. Or the dark, not the bluey colour or the light colour, but I can't see any that are solid cyan, not from this height. Hopefully one will appear as we get closer. It does look like it's very bumpy land down there. Right, there is a small patch just there. Right, so fortunately stratum is normally relatively easy to find, and that patch we found there looks like it is also relatively flat, but it is in a bit of a hollow. I'll try and park in the lighter part of it. Just gone to a standstill, just getting ready to boost upwards there in case I had to. Right, so I can see some there already, so it's not going to be hard to find.
Landing gear deployed.
Right, turn around to face the sun. Oh, we've got a nice orange sky, at least where the sun is. Alright, so this is actually the first time I've landed since we left the fleet carrier. So we've done probably 3/4 of the way between the fleet carriers, and we've only landed on one planet.
Low gravity warning.
Right, so let's go and find some of that stratum. And that was the... oh, that's bacteria we just went over. Okay, after I've done the stratum, I may have a look, see if I can find more bacteria, knowing that there was some next to the ship. Right, so it looks like the brain type of stratum. Just getting out of the SRV now. It's been a little bit slow. There we are. Alright, how far... oh, we're actually parked on top of it. Alright, screenshot time. So I'll go there. Let's actually get a scan first. So this is... what type of stratum is it? Lime. Tectonus lime. Alright, that's the 5th one of those I've found. Right, screenshot time. Right, I think that will do for the screenshot. Get it nice and level. Right, print screen. Right, now save the screenshot. Right, let's get the name of the planet. So I can save the screenshot with the name of the planet. Oh, what? I don't know why I've gone there. Right, back into the SRV. Drive off. Need to scan three samples to get a complete sample. That's the first one done. So, because this is a planet and not a moon, gravity is quite a bit higher in most places we land. Right, that's more bacteria there. So it looks like finding bacteria is not going to be a problem here. So I will have a look for that once I've found the stratum. There's some more there. So we popped on top of it again. The planet's surface looks a little bit misty. There's some more. I'm not quite sure if that's far enough away, but I'll get out and give it a go. No, it's not quite far enough away. Yeah, I had to go 500 meters between samples. At least for stratum we do. Can't see anything on the ground there. It's really dark. I don't see any more point in going this way. Let's head back. Alright, I think the sun has just gone down because this valley is looking darker and darker. I think trying to find the bacteria is going to be a little bit tricky as it doesn't really show up in night vision. I don't normally find it this hard to find stratum either, so... Oh, right, we're actually on top of some. I didn't even spot it until I landed. Right, no, it's gone too dark for me to find the bacteria now. And gravity is such that I can't get high enough to find it anyway. Oh, we're at the shadows over here. Right, so there's some there, and there was some back near the ship. Yes, I think that was some. Yeah, it looks like it is. Right, what kind of bacteria are we looking at here? Cerberus green. Alright, that's new. I've got Cerberus yellow and Cerberus lime, but not Cerberus green. Alright, so we know there's one at the ship. Don't want to get the ship to take off until we've found some. We need to go 500 meters before we find another sample. And it looks like I'm getting to the edge of the flat zone. Oh, the main ship's just bloody lifted off. Right, I'll check before. I'll check. Yeah, that was. I think the distance has changed. It shouldn't take off till it gets to 2.5 kilometers away, and I'm sure I was only 2 kilometers away. Right, well, that's some there, so I don't think that's the same one we found before, but I also don't think it's 500 meters from the last lot. Now, where was it? Turn my lights on. Is that it there? rock. That's what I saw. Maybe it was this patch of rock over here. No, it's definitely a patch of rock. Maybe I didn't see anything from there. Right, okay. Right, so the ship's gone now, so we've got no reference. So the reference was the sun. And I think the sun is probably just set. So hopefully you can just see it above the horizon still. Yeah, there we go. So there's something just behind us there. Is that rocks? Oh, that's rocks. Well, it's hard enough finding bacteria in daylight when you can get some good altitude. Yeah. Bacteria there. Metallic meteorite there. Ooh, some light as well. And more bacteria. That's too close to the last lot to scan again. We can go and shoot that meteor out. See what it's got on it. Niobidium, Germanium. I need germanium.
Cargo scoop deployed.
And nickel. Alright, I need nickel too. I've got some more flat land over here. There's a good chance there'll be some bacteria there. Normally I like to get a lot more altitude when I'm looking for bacteria. But gravity is quite high on this planet, which makes that harder. And also if we go any higher, we can't see the ground because the lights aren't powerful enough to do that. Oh, we've got some light again. Right, I think what I'm going to do is recall the ship and look for the bacteria from the ship. The ship's got much more powerful lights than the SRV. Recall the ship.
Ship recalled.
it is. So, but then it lands on a rock. Right, turn the lights on.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
And there we go, some right in front of us and we just missed from the ground.
Landing gear retracted. Landing gear deployed.
Nice if it fluoresced or something like some of the other plants. But yeah, we've got a full sample now. Still coming up with the wrong error message. Yeah, so in the middle of the screen it does say sample complete, but at the top it says 0 out of 3 scanned. Right, so that is this system complete now.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
Alright, so it looks like we're going to need to go into orbit anyway, because the next system is behind this planet.
Cannot comply. Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Right, still 22 jumps to the fleet carrier.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, I'll continue. See if I find anything else between here and the fleet carrier. I suspect it will probably be more of what we've just found, which is mainly nothing.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, what have we got here? All small planets.
Frameshift drive charging.
Straight off to the next system.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Yeah, nothing in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, I don't think I can see any stars at all in front of me now. Oh, there's a few there,
Four, three,
but they're not very bright.
one. Engage.
I've currently got the route set to only go to systems where I can refuel. It may be that I will have to change that in order to fill in the gaps using systems where I can't refuel. Then you have to be very careful about not running out of fuel.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
It's bright. Stop. What is that bright thing there? Whatever it is, it's not in this system. Right, so I am there. Right, so to find this, we need to change the view to realistic mode. Right, so there is the galaxy behind us. Right, well, if we were aiming at that, depending on which way up we were, I can't see anything that would be that bright blob. I just know we're here at the moment. Right, okay, let's see if it's still in front of us after this next jump. It may be something outside the galaxy.
Frameshift
Maybe
drive charging.
a small galaxy cluster or something. Yeah, the fewer stars there are, the less straight the courses that you can take, so you do a bit more zigzagging, because there are fewer stars to choose from on your direct route.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, so it's not... It doesn't look like it's still in front of us. Get that on the side of the screen and just... Ah! Oh, it is there. So about 45 degrees off where we're going to. Alright, so 45 degrees off means it's going to be either this way or that way, and seeing very few stars, or very few bright stars in either of those directions. Yeah, the galaxy map doesn't actually show anything outside the galaxy, so... maybe it is outside the galaxy.
Frameshift drive charging.
Again, being the outside of the far side of the galaxy, then
4, 3,
from Earth, you're not going to see very much of it.
engage.
Alright, this system's been mapped before,
Fuel scoping.
so it's probably getting so that the stars are getting further apart.
Fuel
Again, as that
scoping
happens, there's
complete.
less choice of stars to choose, so you are more likely to hit a system that has been visited before.
Warning, temperature critical.
Alright, that's just a star. Is that bright thing still visible? Well, that's heading towards the galaxy there, so it's not going to be... Well, that's to the tip of the galaxy, so that's not going to be it. Right, so it doesn't appear to be in front of us anymore, which means it must have been inside the galaxy. So let's turn around and head back where we just came from. See if it's behind us now, although there will be a big star in the way, probably. Ah, there it is. Right, so that's now behind us. And we're looking directly in the centre of the galaxy, which would be about there. Right, what is that? It didn't show any planetary nebula on the galaxy map. It didn't show any planetary nebula on the galaxy map, or when I searched for planetary nebula. Right. Right, so there we can see there's a galaxy down there. Oh, is that it? No, so, right, so we're actually here. Looking towards the centre of the galaxy. And there's nothing. Okay, it's a mystery. Don't know what that is. Let's turn off some of the stars and see what we see. Oh, I can't remember how you do that now. I'm not even sure if you can in realistic mode. Map mode. There we go. Right, so that's turned off all the smaller stars, and now there is nothing there. Right, okay, let's continue the route. Right, there's an ammonia world in this system. It looked like there's possibly a planet with life on it as well. Rocky world. Nothing on there.
System scan complete.
Right, that's the ammonia world. Right, so it's not been mapped before this system, so it's probably scanned a long time ago.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Right, there was another planet that may have had life on it. Yeah, no, there's no life there, so straight off to the next system.
Frameshift drive charging.
17 jumps to the fleet carrier now.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, I'm just having a look to see if there's anything between this fleet carrier and the next one. It's very empty space. It looks like it hasn't been travelled very much. So for some reason, the two fleet carriers that we are travelling between now is quite a heavy route. Oh, we've found a water world. But yeah, the next fleet carrier, it looks like no one's travelled between those two. Oh, I forgot to check, was anything on that? No, there's nothing on there. Nothing there either. What we've got here? Biology, just one. Another green planet. So it's probably just bacteria, but we'll go and check that out. May land on it if it's not bacteria. Didn't see what was on there. Nothing's on there. Two biology there, so we'll definitely go and land on that planet. That was A4. Right, and there's the water world.
System scan complete.
Let's see what we've got in this system then. Alright, so that's the planet with two forms of life on it. That's the water world. And one of those three is the other one with life on it. So I didn't see which one that one was. It's not A1. Actually, could be that one as well. It's not A2. Right, 8-4 is the one that does have life. Let's see if it's that one.
Hull integrity compromised.
Yeah.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
That one. Right, so that's the one that does have life. So where's the one that had just one form of life? So A4 is the one that has 2. Actually, there's a lot of these that could be the one that has life. So 5 and 6 could have life as well. Green one life there. There we go. Right, let's go there first. Alright, if this is just bacteria, we'll leave it. If it's anything else, we'll go and land on the planet.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan
Yeah, it's
complete.
just bacteria. Alright, I think it's just bacteria. It's not letting me check. Oh no, it's stratum. Right, okay. Let's go and scan that. Right, so it doesn't look like there's any good areas
Orbital
to
flight
land,
engaged.
or high intensity areas. It all looks very speckly. Right, over there is still speckly, so it's not going to be brilliant. Ah, there we go. There's some down there. Oh, green mountains. Okay, that's different.
Landing gear deployed.
Right, that's unusual looking stratum down there. Very yellow coloured. Although there's a yellow.
Low gravity warning.
Right, so that wasn't stratum I could see from up there. These were these square rocks that we've got on the planet's surface. Right, so where is the stratum then? Right, as this is a relatively small area, I'm going to go a bit further away before I scan the first slot. Right, what colour is this? Lime. There's a ship. I can hardly see it from here. It's just the same colour as the background. Right, hopefully that was 500 metres. Is that somewhere sticking out the ground? Yeah, it is. Right, so that's A5 done. We'll go and scan the water world and then we'll come back and do A4. Actually, I've not taken a screenshot yet on this planet. Let's take one from back of the ship. So I haven't currently got night vision on, so that green in the hills is the actual colour of the hills. At least. Yeah, so I mean, the sunlight isn't white, but SRV light's white, so and it's even greener under the SRV light. Right, I wonder if I can get those pistons into the screenshot. Alright, so go into the camera suite, go up, back, put a little bit more. Right, so I've got the SRV in the background. Now I need to try and fly the avatar, so it's a lot closer. Right, actually no, that's, I need to, turn the lights on. Right, I don't want to try that anymore in case my health has dropped. Oh no, that's okay. Alright, so hopefully that's the screenshot. Yeah. Right, so save that, get the name of the planet. And right, so now we're going to go to that water world, and then we'll come back and scan and go to A4 after the water world. It's funny how the SRV always looks like a dog with its tail between its legs when it's near the ship and it's got its weapons and thrusters stowed. I'm looking forward to driving the new SRV, but it's going to be A couple of months before I get around to doing that, I think. Right.
Power plant capacity exceeded. Landing gear retracted.
So yeah, very strange. This is the colour. You can see from the star, and it's very strange green hilltops.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alright, well, I'm not sure if we're going to get to the fleet carrier now in this stream. We should get to the next planet and scan that and scan the plants on that one. So we're just getting out of the gravity well of that planet now. And the speed's now being measured in C rather than meters per second. So I think this was a terrestrial, a terraform candidate, which means it's going to be worth about 3.2 million for the data. There's a few details on the surface there, I'm not quite sure what they are. go a little bit closer and have a look. Wow. The clouds.
Surface scan by 50%.
Yeah, it's got a polar ice cap, but I think those details are clouds.
Surface scan complete.
Oh, I'm not sure though. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, off to the next planet to land on, which was A4. So I think this was a binary planet, so we'll probably go and scan both of them. I'm not quite sure when a binary planet becomes a planet in the moon. It's probably something to do with the ratio of the two orbits. Again, the planet we want is the smaller one, which is the one with the biggest orbit. But we'll go and scan the big one first.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Right, so what have we got on this planet? We know there's at least two forms of life there. I think it was just two. Let's see what they are. Again, as the last one had just stratum on it, there's a pretty good chance there's stratum in this system, so that'll be on this planet too. And more than likely that the other one is bacteria.
Surface scan by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Yes, it is just two. Bacteria, yeah, right, bacteria and stratum. Right, so we'll go and find the stratum. If we see bacteria on the planet's surface, we'll get that too. But it doesn't look like Okay, this is not very high concentrations. There's a spot there. That's better than the one we had on the last planet. It's a little bit on the bumpy side. Alright, that is the biggest
Orbital
spot.
flight engaged.
Alright, I think we're going to crash. And a bit too fast.
Hull integrity compromised.
Alright, we're only 24 kilometres above the surface, we'll fly down. So this whole area is high concentration zone, so it doesn't really matter where we land down there. So we'll boost down until we get to about 2 kilometres above the surface. If we'd been going a bit slower, we'd have gone into a glide, which would take us down to about 2 kilometres above the surface. But it just dropped us out of warp instantly there. That looks like a nice big flat area, we'll aim for that. So what's G here? Oh, it's half. G is 0.5, so we don't want to be boosting down to the planet's surface when it's 0.5 G. We need to take it a little bit easy. We're coming to the end of the stream now, so I'm probably not going to be able to scan the plants before the end of the stream. So we'll just land and hopefully we'll see some before. So let's take it easy down to the surface now. Got the landing gear down, so we should be seeing.
Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, there's stratum all over the place down there. And get somewhere a little bit flatter to land. Oh, we've got a nice orange sun. Right, I'm going to call that the end of the stream. So yeah, so we've got how many jumps to the fleet carrier? 16 jumps to the fleet carrier. We've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes, which is more than I intended to do. We found 3 planets with plant life on, and yeah, so I will scan the plants on this planet off stream probably, or maybe on the next stream. So thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time on my tour of the galaxy. So yeah, so bye bye everybody.